There was a time when the human mind was the most disciplined force in the universe. When men and women sat beneath olive trees and thought so deeply, their ideas reshaped the world. They did not need apps to remember. They did not need noise to feel alive. They did not need validation to know their worth. Their minds were temples, their attention, sacred flame. But now, the modern mind has forgotten what it means to be still. It trembles under the weight of too much choice, too many distractions, too little purpose. We have become a generation of restless souls scrolling through infinity, searching for a silence that no longer exists. And yet, thousands of years ago, one man predicted this. His name was Plato. He warned that the day would come when humans would mistake movement for meaning, and attention would become the rarest form of wealth. He said that the mind untamed would become its own tyrant, and the man enslaved by his own thoughts would never taste freedom, even if he ruled the world. But Plato did not leave us hopeless. He left behind a hidden law, a path not for everyone, but for those willing to reclaim the throne of their own mind. He called it the law of one thing. A young student kneels before Plato, trembling with frustration. "Master," he says, "my thoughts scatter like birds. Each time I reach for focus, another distraction steals it away. I want to learn, but my mind will not obey." Plato closes his eyes. He draws a circle in the dust with his staff. "This," he says, "is your soul. Inside it, desire, fear, emotion, reason, each pulls you toward its own hunger. But focus is not found in control. It is found in harmony. When all parts of the soul serve one purpose, the mind becomes divine." The student asks, "And what is that purpose?" Plato answers softly, "To serve the one thing." Plato taught that the soul has three rulers: reason, emotion, and desire. When they war, the man collapses. When they unite, he becomes unshakable. To focus is not to suppress distraction, it is to align your entire being toward one sacred direction. Focus is not control, it is surrender. To your highest aim, you cannot focus on what you do not understand. Clarity is the soil from which all discipline grows. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that deserves my mind today? Not 10 things, not 5, just one. Reason cuts through chaos like a blade through smoke. It silences the noise by asking a single question: does this serve my purpose? If it does not, let it burn away. The ancient philosophers began each day not by checking messages, but by aligning with meaning. They did not chase attention, they gave it direction. Focus begins not in the mind, but in the decision to live deliberately. Once the mind knows its aim, the body must learn to obey. Thumos, the warrior spirit, is the energy that pushes through resistance. It is the quiet roar that says, "I will not break." You will feel boredom. You will crave escape. Your body will beg for the comfort of distraction. Ignore it. Each moment of resistance is a battle for your soul. Every time you return to your work when your impulses beg you to leave, you reclaim territory in your own mind. The warrior of focus does not fight his weakness. He trains it. He shapes it until even temptation serves his will. Courage is not loud. It is the discipline to return to what matters again and again and again. The world has twisted desire into addiction. But Plato taught that true desire, eros, is the soul's hunger for beauty, truth, and creation. The same fire that destroys empires can also build them, if it is guided by purpose. Do not kill your desires. They are not your enemy. They are raw power waiting for direction. Pour them into your craft, your learning, your creation. When all your passions serve one goal, they cease to be distractions and become devotion. This is how focus becomes love. Not a cold discipline, but a burning faith in what you are building. Focus without virtue is emptiness. Focus without meaning is machinery. Arit means excellence of soul. It is living in complete harmony between your thoughts, your words, and your actions. When these three align, you no longer try to focus. You become focus. Every breath becomes practice, every motion, meditation, every choice, an expression of truth. Excellence is not about perfection. It is about devotion, to doing the smallest thing as if the entire universe depended on it. Because it does. Modern science now confirms what Plato whispered under olive trees. The mind that tries to multitask burns itself out like a flickering candle. Every distraction weakens neural circuits of attention. Every return to stillness strengthens them. When you focus deeply, your brain releases dopamine, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, the holy trinity of concentration. The mind enters flow, time dissolves, you and the task become one. This is not superstition, it is physics of consciousness. It is the brain remembering what the soul has always known, that attention is creation. Where your attention goes, your life follows. But here is the tragedy. Most people will never know this power. They will live their entire lives owned by their impulses, their attention divided, their souls scattered. They will never feel the stillness of full presence, the silence that hums like thunder, the state where the world disappears and only truth remains. Plato called it ataraxia, inner unshakable peace. It is not freedom from noise, it is freedom within it. So remember this. Focus is not about controlling your mind. It is about remembering that your mind is sacred. You do not need motivation, you need meaning. You do not need more time, you need less noise. You do not need to chase focus. You need to return home, to the part of you that never stopped being still. Every time you sit down and breathe, you are drawing Plato's circle in the sand. Every moment you return to your task, you are bowing before the law of one thing. This is not philosophy, it is spiritual combat. And the enemy is not the world, it is your own distraction. So when the world screams for your attention, when your phone glows like a siren in the dark, when your mind begs to run, breathe. Return to the circle, return to the one thing. Because the man who can hold one thought in silence while the world burns around him, that man is free. He bends time, he commands energy, he shapes reality with a single decision. He is not consumed by motion, he directs it. He does not chase calm, he becomes it. And when chaos rises like a storm, when the winds of distraction roar, when everything around him trembles, he does not flinch. He does not scatter, he does not flee. He closes his eyes, breathes once, and remembers the law, because he is no longer the man lost in noise. He is the philosopher warrior reborn. He is the circle, he is the flame, he is the focus. And in that sacred stillness, he rediscovers what modern man forgot. That power does not come from motion. Power comes from mastery. Mastery comes from focus, and focus comes from remembering who you are. Not a machine, not a slave to distraction, but the ruler of your mind, the guardian of the flame. The embodiment of Plato's hidden law. When the world shakes, you remain still. When chaos calls, you remain clear. And when the storm rises, you do not fear it. You become it.